Welcome to the 5-Minute English Vocabulary Podcast. My name is Herbert Lee, and I'll be your host. Now you can easily improve your vocabulary without memorizing long lists of boring words, and still develop a powerful command of English. You'll learn the origin of words, or etymology, told as easy-to-remember stories. You'll also hear some jokes, and learn some idioms as well. Episode 2. Elephants. Elephants are the largest land animals on Earth. They are herbivores who mainly eat tree bark, leaves, flowers, fruit, and roots. Elephants use their trunk and tusks to gather food and protect themselves from predators. They are the only species of big animals that are still endangered. Fortunately, there are now laws protecting the hunting and killing of elephants for their tusks. This practice is known as poaching. In 1989, a global agreement was signed, including a ban on commercial trade in elephant ivory. The real game changer, however, was China, by far the largest market for ivory. They banned the domestic trade of ivory on January 1st, 2018. Since then, Chinese consumer demand for ivory has dropped significantly. Sometimes you will hear someone who can play the piano well referred to as someone who can tickle the ivories. That's because the white keys of old piano keyboards were made of ivory. The black keys in those days were made of a rare African wood called ebony. The singer Paul McCartney wrote a song, Ebony and Ivory, which he sang with Stevie Wonder. It's a great song, and it's interesting that Paul McCartney is white and Stevie Wonder is black. The idea of the song was racial harmony, and just like the black keys and the white keys must play together to live in perfect harmony, human beings need to appreciate the diversity of the human family and likewise live in harmony. Now let's talk about the phrase white elephant. The origin of the phrase white elephant comes from the ancient kingdom of Siam, now Thailand. The king himself was known as the Lord of the White Elephant. The white albino elephant was a rare creature, and when one was captured, it was the sole property of the king. Only the king had the privilege to ride or use such an animal, as it was illegal to kill or destroy a white elephant without his permission. Because of this royal decree, the king could bring great difficulty to any citizen who displeased him or did him any wrong. The king would present such a person with a gift of a white elephant from the royal stable. However, the cost of feeding and taking care of such a huge animal was enormous, and since it was against the law to kill or destroy it, the person could easily spend a fortune for the white elephant's upkeep. So the meaning of white elephant is an unwanted object, especially something that is large or cumbersome. A white elephant has taken a wider meaning in modern times. It usually refers to any unwanted items, trinkets, souvenirs, or any kind of bric-a-brac. Very often these types of items are sold at church bazaars, flea markets, and school fundraisers. These are referred to as white elephant sales. The most famous white elephant sale is in Oakland, California. It is a large annual fundraising event for the Oakland Museum. In 2022, it raised over $1.5 million. Our next elephant story involves cooking. Let me tell you, I love cooking, and I love making desserts even more. My very first cookbook is from the late Maida Hader. It's called The Book of Great Desserts, and it really is the book of great desserts. I have personally made over 50 recipes from this book, and no failures. Her recipes are well written and thoroughly tested. So, if you follow the instructions that she gives you, your desserts will be perfect every time. Here's an episode about elephant omelets from 1968 with Maida Hader. First, you should know that in America, there are two main political parties, the Democrats and the Republicans. The symbol of the Republican Party is the elephant. The Republicans were holding their nominating convention in Miami. Maida and her husband Ralph had just opened their new restaurant in Miami. So Maida says, I decided we should have an elephant meat omelet, because of the Republicans. Her husband Ralph said, you're crazy. And she said, maybe so, but that's besides the point. We'll get a lot of free publicity. So they found a place where they could buy canned elephant meat and called the Kenyan embassy to get suggestions on how to prepare it, and concocted an exotic recipe for their elephant omelet. The news media really ate it up, and the restaurant was packed every night. Food critic from the New York Times, Craig Claiborne, who was in town for the convention, was fascinated and dropped by to meet Maida Hader. And because of this relation, Craig Claiborne encouraged Maida to put her recipes into a cookbook. He introduced her to cookbook publishers that he had been dealing with, and her cookbooks have sold millions of copies. Now to the final ending of the elephant omelet story. There was a television crew there one day, Maida says, and they asked me what it tastes like. So I said I couldn't think of how to describe it. So I said, it tasted like the neck of a giraffe. So, after all that, how many elephant omelets were actually served? 1. Only one person ever ordered it, Ralph explained. And we had a lot of elephant meat left over. Okay, now it's time for some jokes. Yeah, some elephant jokes. Jokes are a really great way to improve your English vocabulary. No kidding. Since jokes are based on the different meanings of words, you can learn vocabulary using your brain. The trick to learning English vocabulary from jokes is this. Listen to lots of jokes. And don't use a dictionary to look up the different meanings of the words in the joke. Just let the joke sit in your brain. Yeah, just let the joke stay in your brain. In a while, you'll get it. It may take you a few minutes, maybe a few hours. It might even take you a few days. But you'll break out laughing like a madman when you finally get it. Your brain will give you a huge burst of endorphin, which is a powerful stress-reducing hormone in your body, and your English vocabulary will really improve. So, here are some elephant jokes. So today I'm joined by my daughter, Liesel. Say hi, Liesel.
Hi there, everyone. My name's Liesel. Nice to be here.
So let's start our elephant jokes.
Sounds good.
What game should you never play with an elephant?
Squash.
Why did the elephants get kicked out of the pool?
Because their trunks kept falling down.
What did the elephant do when he hurt his toe?
He called a tow truck.
Why are elephants bad dancers?
Because they have 2 left feet.
Why did the elephant leave the circus?
He was tired of working for peanuts.
How do you raise a baby elephant?
With a forklift.
What do you call an elephant that doesn't matter?
An irrelevant.
What do you call an elephant that can fly?
A propelephant.
How do you stop an elephant from charging?
You take away their credit card.
What did the elephant say to his girlfriend?
I love you a ton.
How do elephants talk to each other?
On the elephone.
What do you call an elephant that never takes a shower?
A smellyphant.
Which animals were last to leave Noah's Ark?
The elephants, 'cause they had to pack their trunks.
What do you get when an elephant skydives?
A big hole.
Oh, here's my favorite one when I was growing up as a kid. Why did the elephant wear blue sneakers?
Because his pink ones were in the washing machine.
Why do elephants paint their nails different colors?
To hide in the M&M's box.
Oh, did you ever find an elephant in an M&M's box?
No, 'cause they hide so well.
Thanks, Liesel.
You're welcome.
To wrap up our session on elephants, I want to ask you a question. How do you eat an elephant? One bite at a time. 5-minute English vocabulary gives you bite-sized pieces of English that are easy to digest. If you haven't done so already, subscribe. So until our next episode,